Wow. Yamishibai no jikan da yo. Welcome back to, more Fatal Frame. Been trying to get to this, but it's just been busy. So, I kind of want to get this completed before October's done. Uh, here's my eyes not blinking properly. Can it blink properly for me? No? Okay. Yeah, but I've just been, like, super busy. Where is it? There we go. Or not. It'll blink occasionally. I don't know what to do. Now it's working. Anyway, yeah. I've been busy. So. Let me just get this. My heart rate. Got that. I'm like, I got everything, right? No, I don't have my heart rate here. I didn't give it to you. Anyway, let's go play some Deadly Windows. Oh, don't tell me it killed. Oh, please. My watch turned itself off. Ah! I've been having this problem with these little bugs just crawling all over me. I don't know where they come from. Well, it probably came from the blanket. I probably should wash... I'm gonna wash the blanket after this stream. Just chuck it right there in the washing machine and be like, get rid of the crawly things. I probably should be more bothered by crawly things than what I am, but like... I slept in a tent once and I had a millipede crawling on me. And I was like... Yeah, you know... It just happens. It's just a thing that happens. Are you on yet? No, it's taking this long to actually boot the watch up. It's a Samsung Gear 6? I think it's a Gear 6. Or Gear 4? Gear 4 or Gear 6? It's not a new one. It was like one of those buy a new phone, get a free smartwatch kind of deals. Because I guess they were trying to get rid of them because they had too many of them left over and no one was buying them because, like, I think the 8 or 9 was out. So everyone was, like, just buying that. Any day now. There we go. Of course it takes, like, 2% of the battery life to actually start the watch because, you know, we can't have nice things. Gonna work. Well, the heart rate meter is gonna either work or it's not going to work. Either way, switch to Cozy. That actually... Okay. There we go. That's working, that's working. Excellent. Game, are you working? Let's see, last time on Fatal Frame, they showed that we needed to go someplace. And I'm trying to, and I kept it in my mind of the place we had to go to. Alright, it's bothering me that I'm turned that. I guess? No. I hate it when it wants you to start from the autosave and the autosave is behind the main save. Okay, let's see. Let me get my... Okay, that's dash. That's not... doesn't do anything. That's... inventory. That's lock on. And that is take a picture. What button is map? Jesus Christ. Sorry, bug! Rax has left us party back here. Another one? Yeah, half of this is gonna just be just fucking bugs. It was between here and here, right? No, it was uh mm, it's it wasn't here. Go back. It was what did I do? Mm, uh, uh, select A. Maybe it was there. I hate it when characters move like slowly. Any collectibles? No. You don't have that blue thing popping out? Get one of those. It's like, I see a doll! I'm going for it. I wonder if Arena of Game Center CX has played a Fatal Frame. Hello, Juon. Hello? Hello? Doko! Doko! Doko iru ka? Look at the shredder chance. Could you? Oh, that was a bullshit. Pull the goddamn camera out when I press the button. I don't know what a Rorschach shot is. Hey, Yiki thing, how goes? Whips out camera, kills self. A summoning, clear phase 1. Wait, this was only chapter 1? I guess that was how close to I was to a chapter's end, was just I had to go through the door. It goes, keep making photography, these jerk ghosts deserve it. Hate it when my face does that in the mirror. You'll get something, Moon. Grandma! What does it mean? Well, you went through the front door and you walked up some stairs. Misaki Aso. So this is the house that's in our family or something? This is a camera I brought with me. What's it doing, my friend? You brought an antique camera to this place? Armura Obscura. This is mine too, the book of the notes about the camera. I entrust this prototype camera obscura to the descendants of the Aso family as proof of the validity of my research. It was with this camera obscura that I first successfully captured a powerful spiritual force on film. It proved that my theories were correct, and it represents the first step I took on my unprecedented journey. I have yet to put this to the test, but it should also be theoretically possible to capture the forms of the deceased on film. However, the camera obscura has a strong effect on priests, mediums, and others who are able to sense the inconceivable. Hence, I forbid its indiscriminate use. Strong effect?
私の家にあった過去を映すカメラ。これでなくした記憶の手がかりがつかめるはず。まどかはどこ？
She became a magical girl. She formed a contract and became a magical girl. Okay. Where the hell are we now? This is not where we were. Wait, are we playing the other... No? Are we playing two different characters? I'm getting confused because they look kind of the same to me. You have to investigate the sound of the noise or it'll just keep going like that. I forgot to get the collectible. Because I was ambushed by a ghost. Children have been playing tricks again, opening and closing the door to the second floor ward. I change the door code regularly, but they seem to find out the new code every time I do. Apparently the code game is their new favorite when I play. They write the code for the door somewhere and give it each other clues about where to find it. I scolded them quite severely about this, and some tears were shed, but the directors told us to be vigilant about the door. They make up some shit that they won't guess. Patients might wander the building if that door is left open, so please warn the children about playing with the door. If you see numbers written anywhere, be sure to clean them off. We don't want a repeat of last time. Ow. My hearing. There we go. Okay, there's Masaki, Ruka, and Madoka. And I think we were playing Ruka. It's a nurse call from room 203. Maybe Madoka is there. Maybe. Okay, I have to find the code and it'll enter. Got Spirito Stones. Document from the infirmary. New building 2F. Status. End of July. Room 203. Sacred Moon. Tsukimori Madoka. Moon Forest. An introverted child, Madoka seems to be being bullied by other children her age. If you come across any children bothering her, please discipline them. Like, by shoving them down the stairs. They'll learn. Oh, hey. But never mind there. Fix itself. Room 204, Shadow Moon. Aiba Iori. Due to the recent death of Tomoko Hinuma, patients were moved out of the old building, but Iori locked her door and wouldn't come out. She broke off the doorknob, so staff wishing to enter her room will need to apply force to the door. Kick the door down. Got it. But I guess we're gonna be like weak little... I can't open the door. I'm just a weak 17-year-old girl. I don't know how to, like, be strong or anything because I grew up and feeding off of manga that said girls are always weaker than guys. Like, when a guy shows up, even if it's like the weakest guy ever, his aura will suck the strength out of any woman or girl around him to make them weaker than him. Like, seriously, that is a problem in anime. Like, all the guys I've seen just can lift up a girl, no problem, even if they're, like, the skinniest, scrawniest dude ever, and it's like, that is so unrealistic. Like, I don't know any guys that can just deadlift someone unless they've actually been working out to actually lift up heavy things. Rainy Moon 205, Sonohara Yoriko shows no reaction to mirrors, so she doesn't appear to have budded. But in conjunction with the worsening of her memory loss, Yoriko's mood and behavior are extremely unstable. She requires careful observation. Hi, Changeling, how goes? We're learning so much about this creepy building, and how it's probably an experiment they were doing. Also, I'm being harassed by small, tiny insects. I might actually take a break here and just throw everything in the washer. Room 206, Wizen Moon, Amaki Kazuto. His kleptomania is getting worse, and he does not respond to warnings. Yeah, just the other day I couldn't find my damn stapler. Please report any thefts on discovery. He gets angry when the items are taken to be returned to their owners, so please try and take them without him noticing. Just take them back and tell him it's all a part of the game of him stealing them again. And, like, hide him in places and make a game out of it. Or, you know, you just cut his hands off like they do, like, in the past. 207, Orchid Moon, Ayako, no last name. intensely aggressive personality, has a propensity to take pleasure in hurting others, displaying no signs of guilt, causes problems with her cruel pranks. I myself had my ear cut by Ayako. Extreme caution required. Still recovering from the festival, more or less. Now I get to find more festivals to vend at. Whee! Yeah, good luck with that. Hopefully there's more festivals. Like, I would think, like, during autumn, there'd be, like, a lot more festivals. Like, even, Oktoberfest, pumpkin festivals, Halloween festivals. Like, if you can find maybe just, like, a vendor something in something. You know, if then you have Halloween themed stuff, it might work. I don't know anything about business. Okay, so Ayako is the let's see, psychopathic tendencies, sociopath. What do we call those people that actually have like really no emotion when they hurt people? And they're the ones that like tend to become serial killers. Evade upgrade. Nice. I forget if I have to install. Devoted gifts by pressing A. I'm alright, it's automatically equipped. What was I saving up for? Yeah, I'm trying to think of like the scientific name because they keep having names that people just casually use for anyone they don't like, and it's like, no, it actually means something. Like, it is a condition to where, like, honestly, in my opinion, these are, like, irredeemable people. They're, like, I don't want to say that they're broken, but they're, like, they're broken. And you can tell, you can see it when they're young, when they start torturing animals and hurting people, and it just keeps getting worse until people die. And it's like, oh, just put him into therapy and blah blah blah, and it's like, it doesn't work. They can't be fixed. Antisocial personality disorder? I don't think that's quite it. When I think antisocial people, I just think, like, they're assholes. Like, they're mental, like, there's something inside them that they're assholes, but maybe they don't hurt animals and people. They're just fucking, they have no filter on their brains. They'll just say what's on their brains, which may or may, and tend to withdraw from, still want to be around people, really. I have to look all of that up. But, yeah, it's just something like that, so where it's like, watch so many true crime things to where there was the signs of usually it's men and boys, and I'm wondering if half the problem is because in media we teach boys to be violent and to express their emotions through violence and domination, even if it's a card game. Like, you've got to be the super best at even a card game, like, versus what we teach girls, which is to solve their problems by teamwork and talking it out. I said boys, yes. I'm talking about, like, how our society sets men and women up to basically be opponents with each other by this is propaganda, but it's basically teaching boys to be violent and domineering, and teaching girls like to solve problems with like love and emotions and teamwork and talking things out, and how you just can't teach one side of society to solve their problems with violence and then teach the other side to solve their problems without violence, and then expect to have everything go perfectly swimmingly. Like, I honestly really wish that we de-emphasized violence and domination in media aimed at anyone, really, but mostly boys, because it's usually, like, military, like Zuzu Pets. I don't know if anybody remembers Zuzu Pets. There were these like little hamster things that I think it was the 2010s around that time. Like, and they had Zuzu Pets for boys, which were like ninjas, soldiers, all that warrior kind of things, and then Zuzu Pets for girls, which were just like different fluffy colors, and they were actually pets. When I'm making a joke, you're absolutely right. Is that like I don't think they were like Tamagotchis, but I do think they interacted with other Zuzu pets. I honestly wasn't really into them, but they were like tiny little hamster rat looking things that I guess zoomed around and like bumped into each other. And with the boys, it was like battle your friend's Zuzu pets, and like the first Zuzu pet that gets knocked over or something like that. That was the marketing. And then the girl Zuzu Pets was just like, let's have a Zuzu Pet party and let all our Zuzu Pets become friends. And it's like, that's not really a good way to just have a society. Okay, I was playing Ruka Minazuki. I hate to say it, but like the main characters look alike. They have like the same kind of similar shortish hairstyle. They're wearing like similar clothing with a skirt and all that. Um, And Magic Monkey's Paw situation make it so everyone is taught to solve problems with violence. Obviously, it's the correct way to do it is to have the women learn to battle and the men learn to talk it out. Exactly! What is it? What is it? What is it? Oh. Well, I'll use my, There we go. Why don't we settle this peacefully with some violence? It's exactly how we should solve things, right? Right? But it's just, I'm just going down the aisle. Like, Tamagotchi are another thing. Tamagotchi were more or less feminine coded, while then they made Digimon, and you know what Digimon are all about. Raise, train, battle. And Tamagotchi were all about raise, train, communicate. Like with the Tamagotchi, you'd like they have the ones that you stick together, and then the Tamagotchi would hang out and go to a party or whatever. But it's just a dichotomy of like, and then you combine it with like the and then the boys are taught to be violent, and then they end up as serial killers because why not? Like, I don't know where it comes into it, where women are blamed for everything, because a lot of serial killers kill women, and they usually blame their mothers for making them that way, even though some of them were raised in a perfectly healthy, happy environment, and their parents tried to help them in every way possible. Somehow, it's always women's fault, mom's fault, and probably comes from media. And it's like, I really, really wish society would be better. Is basically what I'm saying. Like, if we taught everyone basically love and peace, would we have so many problems? I feel like they're all my own. Because then they blame some serial killers of, well, there was no father in the picture, and it turns out there was no father in the picture because he was an abusive asshole. But then the mother still gets blamed for the kid becoming a serial killer. And sometimes I just feel, in some of these I watch, is just that it was just that there was just like a short in the brain of this kid was just gonna be like that no matter what. But it's also like, does this happen in girls, or is it just kind of genetic to boys because of the chromosomes of don't have like the other X chromosome there to cancel out whatever problems are on the first X chromosome? Which is why colorblindness is a thing. And why it really only happens to men. Or the X, or the XY chromosome pairing, I should say. Because you don't have the other X chromosome to, like, erase it. Which is also why, XY chromosome children can get skid, because there's not the other chromosome to cancel. Genetics are weird and messed up, and sometimes I feel that sometimes certain children are kind of, I don't want to say like broken, but they're kind of broken in a violent way. Most women sociopaths usually do domestic violence rather than abusing the out group. That, and I wonder if it's like the whole, like, with girls being family-oriented and, you know, working together, how it's like, you hurt the ones you love, versus the, women serial killers are just smarter and don't get caught. That's why I don't watch this stuff. I don't need this bringing me down. Dragon. I used to be a dragon. What's up, chat math? Hey, Gunma! I don't know. I'm probably messed in what I'm thinking, but I've just, some of the true crime things I've seen of where they tried to get the kid help and all that, and it didn't work out. And one of them, even the dad was like, you need to put my kid away. He's gonna kill somebody. And the judge was like, no, 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 no. And then the kid killed somebody, and it's like, well. But, like, I also feel that there's a certain element of the way we teach kids, and the way we raise kids, of how all of that is manifested. I'm probably just, like, saying words or something. Okay, time to work on cute baby snake with leaf bib. Oh yeah, the cute baby snake with leaf bib. Why is everything locked? I thought we opened these a while ago. Oh well. I'm gonna go downstairs. I'll slide off the subject. Oh, fucking A. Try and get the camera up, but it doesn't work, and then they're gone. Oh well. Actually, is there a load? I don't have any of the costumes, do I? All of this just feels like fetish stuff. Surprise zombies. Probably because they don't know me. I'm probably gonna assume I'm playing the game wrong, which I'm probably playing the game wrong because I missed those ghosts. I'm gonna get those ghosts. I only have 5 minutes. How dare people work? Oh. Well, damn. Or maybe I'm just playing Fatal Frame so badly, he's not gonna... It's gonna be like, yeah, no, this person plays it so badly. They're doing everything wrong, they've missed all of the ghosts! You finished up an IJ horror game? I mean, Fatal Frame is, like, kind of all fetish. Like, I think the girls in, like, the first and second game were, like, 14 or 15? You are playing on DDR pads as far as I can tell, so yes, you're playing it wrong. Well, if people slide me, like, $140, I'll buy both a racing wheel and an arcade stick, and I'll play it on both of those. Extra clock? I think I've seen this somewhere. Yes, I have. So, are we in 2 different time zones? Because we've been in this room before, and I guess with another character. Which, I know in the first Fatal Frame there's time shenanigans, and I honestly hate time shenanigans, because, at least in this game, they don't make it abundantly clear the time is here in the past or the future. Oh, I know what I can do, though. I can get and hook up my guitar to my computer, and I can play it on my guitar. Like, I could take the different chords and map them to buttons and just try and play this on my guitar. We're looking for numbers. We got one of them code doors. God, I hope that the collectible from the other character wasn't some upgrade. That would suck if you missed that because, hey Dora. Fatal guitar room frame. So where, like, you go in, and then you, like, maybe missed it when you walked past, and then you're like, well, I'm gonna see if I'm gonna get ambushed by a ghost, and you get ambushed by a ghost, and then it's like, well, I said, well, that's the chapter end. I guess you missed out on that. Which is why I tend to not play these games, because they tend to do stuff like that. Like, you did go behind the staircase right before fighting Hojo in Final Fantasy VII. I guess you missed the ultimate weapon of, I forget which character. I think it might be Aerith, but, like, Aerith doesn't matter because, you know, she dies anyways. At that time, you should be leveling Yuffie up, because Yuffie's your healer after Aerith, departs the mortal coil. Which... Ten Gauge was playing Arc the Lad something or other, and it decided to do an Aerith. I say that's right. Your RPGs are better than Necrogard, but some of them really aren't. Like, some of them are like, all your characters will live if they don't die in the battle, and the way they die in the battle is you get them killed. But there's a lot of them I've seen that's like, this character will die, even if that character was at start of the battle, and you made it through the entire map without them being next to that end boss. Well, I have the spirits. I'll just use the Adam W glitch and do Mega. I did that too! And apparently they fixed it in, like, when they re-released the game or something, but I have the W item glitch version of the game. I hope that's been archived. So I think the door is being held shut by a powerful force. This is not an RPG! Okay, maybe it's an RPG. I think this is more like an adventure game. Well, there's combat. It's an RPG. You upgrade your weapon, and you fight ghosts. Camera PG. I really wish someone would at least make a clone of Racing Lagoon. Like, the story of Racing Lagoon is just kind of garbo, but, like, the gameplay is where it's at. Cause, like, Racing Lagoon pulls a lot of them garbage tropes. I don't think any women are killed, though. I think it's, like, the one guy that gets killed. But in that game, women are just kind of a non-entity to begin with. That it's just, of course, it's just all dudes all the way down. I'm racing moves. Tokyo Extreme Racer. It would work. I should probably use my map to find out where I'm going. I'm trying to remember where the clock tower, not the clock tower, the clock is. Not in there, not in there. Upstairs, maybe? Let's go upstairs. Place is falling apart. We've been in here. Hey, this was unlocked in the other character. Pretty sure. Yeah, this was unlocked in the other character. I know someone's probably gonna, like, get mad at me for saying that the protagonists of this game are, like, they look the same, which they just do to me. Five red spirit stones. Was I saving the red spirit stones? What was the red ones about? Oh, the red ones I... Oh. Fuck you, game. Like, I'm aiming that direction, and then when I switch over, it's the... Algamakumas look the same. Yeah, they just, you know, have that bear look to them. From Gunma. Something's written on the paper. To all infirmary staff, a new patient will be admitted to the second floor. Her name is Ayako, and she'll be in room 207, Orchid Moon. She is the one that cuts people. Ayako will be admitted on the direct introduction of Director Haibara, so we must do everything we can to ensure that her stay is as pleasant as possible. All staff are urged to take the utmost care when dealing with her. That means equip your armor and weapons. Complaints about ghosts again. Okay, was that where we were? It's like, there's a ghost, and you press the button, and it doesn't, like... Let's see. There really should be an adjustment, for accessibility on the ghost timing. Like, the ghosts stay longer for some people. Okay, no joke. There's a burger restaurant in the Chicago area where I live. It's called Kuma's Corner, and their logo is a bear. I mean, Kuma means bear. That's why Monokuma just means Mono Bear, which I think they were gonna translate it as Mono Bear in maybe an original script for Danganronpa, but they didn't. Probably because the fans would have chewed them, eaten them alive. Just been here. I guess another thing I'm not liking about with Fatal Frame is that a 17-year-old girl and then she moves like that. Like, seriously, like, do you have, like, a string tied around your legs? Like, you don't have a tight skirt or anything. You can move your legs. Old-fashioned clock shows the phases of the moon on its face. Or scratch marks near its feet where something has been erased. I feel a strong presence. Something might show up if I take a photo. This camera is supposed to have strange powers! Like, or are we playing 3 different people? Like, is Madoka one of the people that were with the camera? $8395. Like, just give it to me, okay. It wasn't back here, was it? No, it was in the nurse's station. Turn around! You're making me sick when you do that. Alright, where was the nurse's station? I've been meaning to ask you, do you speak Japanese? Because you just mentioned Kuma and also you knew that Gote was goat. I know some Japanese, enough to be dangerous. As for goat, I looked that one up on a Japanese wiki guide to the game, just to see how they spelled it Goto. And when I looked up Goto, it gave me a fashion line named Goat, G-O-A-T, in Japan. The archive, the main hall. Where's that? Lift lobby. Save. Okay, go here, second floor control room. Oh, Gunma, you're here. What did Rogets mean? Did you say it meant, like, no moon, or were you, like, joking around? One of my small regrets in life is that I'm not multilingual. All I remember with Spanish is nonsense phrases. I took Spanish in middle school, and I'll admit I was affected by the racism of family. Like, was born and grew up in a little bit in California. I went to like a bilingual school, and I could have learned Spanish, but everybody said, this is America, we speak English in here, and so I didn't learn it because I kind of thought it was a no reason to learn it. I know English, which I could have learned Spanish at a young age, and I could have been bilingual, but. And then I had to have a language credit in middle school, so I took Spanish, and it's like, you know, Spain Spanish. Rogets. The Rogets Hall. I know it's something moon, because there's Mongets and the Orchid Moon and all that. All I remember really of Spanish is dar un paseo, un taxi, o a pie, which I do means do you want to take a taxi or go on foot. All I really remember of Spanish, and in the past, like, little phrases here and there that I've just picked up from, like, osmosis. So, Rogetsu, R-O-U-G, Getsu. Salmon Egg Moon. I'll take it. Tasty moon. So, 10 gauge. There is something called Luna Translator that you can play Hoshigami in Japanese, and it will OCR your screen automatically. If there is not already a hook for the game, that you can just hook the game and it'll translate it whenever text appears. Which, it's both amazing to me and terrible for me because that opens up a lot of games I'm like, I'll never be able to get to because they're in Japanese, and absolutely nobody's gonna translate them because they're niche fishing games or otome games. And then it's like, here's this thing that'll just translate. Like, I mean, you get to pick which translation service you want to use. You can even use offline translators like Atlas, which is a really, really, really old translation tool, and other things like that. And it's just like, since those online translators have gotten a lot better at giving you not garbage, and you can actually pick as many translations as you want at the same time, which I have 3 at the same time, so if one sounds wonky, hopefully, like Yandex or something, another one will just basically come behind and be like, here's a different translation, that you can kind of get the gist of what it was going for and, like, piece them all together. But, yeah, you can play Hoshigami in Japanese, and you know, have your window of translation on screen or off to the side and just play it. And it has, like, you pick a window and it'll translate it. And you can also have, there's another on-demand OCR that you can just, like, highlight an area and translate it. And it'll just pop up once, which, like, that's how I translated some of these signs, speaking of. I should probably turn it on. That's how, when they didn't translate the sign in the museum, I was kind of giving him a translation of what it was saying, because I just used Luna Translator. Like, I need to definitely turn off, like, one of the window effects on it, because it eats a lot of memory. But it is definitely, definitely a godsend in the, I want to play Japanese games, and there's no translation. It also works up to, Switch emulators. So, like, it is very, it can hook very modern programs, like, play PPSSPP, Citron. It only works with Citron, unfortunately, because BrewJinx is a mess on how it operates. I've tried to cheat on BrewJinx myself, and finding some of the addresses is just pure nightmare. Like, on this one, Kunihiko Aso Museum, they can just bloop, and Aso Memorial Room is what it translates it as. But yeah, so a lot of video games opened up to me, and I'm like, well, damn, I don't have enough time to play all of the video games now. I was like, this is good I can't play them, because then I can focus on games I can actually read, and then it's like, oh, not anymore. And I actually started playing a recent Otome game that came out, like, not too long ago, and I'm like, yeah, I'm gonna play this before they, like, have an official translation, which they'd probably have, like, next year. And it'd be bad because it's probably Access Games and they have shitty translations. Like, I swear, the characters say, like, a paragraph of text, and there's only one line on the screen of how bad the translations are. Oh, I think it might have audio translation too, but I have a different tool for audio translation. Because I did use audio translation on one of the games that already has an English translation, and oh yeah, Access games, not great. I was saving up for the Hozuki Dolls note. And I have a feeling I'm gonna buy it, and I'm probably just gonna have found most all of the dolls up to that point, and then it's probably like, wow, I wasted all my money. Yeah, this is like a fetish thing, like when people were like, "Oh, a Final Fantasy X2, it's like aimed at women because you can dress the characters up." I'm like, dressing female characters up is kind of a Japanese fetish thing because you get them to wear whatever you want them to wear. It's like a control thing. Blah blah blah. Because fashion games aimed at a female audience play differently than, like, let's put this character in glasses. Like, Snake in glasses, Snake in, Snake costume. Is Snake with, flower hair ornament? Well, it doesn't have a flower scale ornament. And of course the little bib, and here's me learning Japanese to play video games and graduating, and all this machine translation stuff popping and go, oh, cool, my degree. So I hate it as the problem I have with Japanese is that it's a very inaccessible language to people because it's an expensive language to learn. Because if you're not on the West Coast where you can just take it in school, you almost certainly have to pay for classes, which is not an accessibility issue. And while I hate the machine translation shits, heart rate getting elevated. It makes things, I guess more accessible, and it just sucks that, like, learn Japanese is what everyone says to you, but they don't tell you where or how to learn Japanese. And I've tried to learn Japanese on my own, and it's like, here's the first lesson free. Got into the data science. It'll be easy, so I tried to go that route and got told I don't have enough SQL experience and got a phone gig that lets web dev, lol. Is all SQL just basically putting shit into a database? Because I've honestly had to deal with SQL shit in various stuff. And it's just database entry shit. It's just learning how to use a CLI to, like, make a user. But, like, what the hell? I need to go there. I wish I could put a little pin in the thing of, like, I need to go there. All I need to do is about joining lefts and rights, yes and no. But it's scary because CLI, yeah. In high school, my parents took away my mouse to try and get me to use the computer less. So I was like, okay, let's use DOS or Linux or whatever. Yeah, everything has a keyboard command. You don't really need a mouse. The elevator doesn't work, does it? No, I didn't think so. The elevators never work in these places unless it's trying to be creepy. I grew up in DOS, so using a command line is like grumble grumble, but I'll learn to use it. Like, it kind of sucks sometimes when I'm trying to this doesn't open, does it? No. Because I'm like in Windows, the Windows CLI, and I'm like LS, and it just looks at me like LS is not a command, and I'm like, oh yeah, that's right, dir. I learned SQL at work. The funny thing is, a coworker showed it to me, and then my management tried to say, you don't scroll, and then you don't need this, and they promoted me because I learned it. Classic capitalism. As to my good buddy Tangage knowing SQL, well, that's cool, but it doesn't help. It doesn't help me become less unemployed. Yeah, because we're getting the AI to do this SQL for us automatically. But yeah, I could probably just rant about learning a language. I've been trying to learn Japanese, but like I said, it's like the first lesson's free, and then it's like I have to pay for any kind of like semi-college style learning, and it's just like I don't have money. Like, money and academia are very much linked. Open the damn door, please. Kick the fucking door open! I want to make a parody Fatal Frame to where, like, one of the characters is like, it's locked, and then the other character just fucking kicks the door open. And I was right next to where I needed to be, I guess. Like, I guess, Pop Team Epic style. I got that, you piece of shit! Kicks this game off a cliff. I took a picture, and then it's like, no you didn't. I'm like, that is BS! Oh, nope, it must be a combination lock. The door to the second floor has been open. Okay, what do those mean? Those little symbols. Open and closed, I'm betting? Closed. Open. Or on. Open or on. And I'm betting that's the gate symbol. Not your plaything, Kosaki. Oh, this is a new camera. What am I stuck on? The fucking... Get off the damn... This doesn't have a lock on. Take care, enjoy sleep. Surprise, I'm not waiting for Zero Chance. Like, the zero shot is just like a femtosecond. You have to press it. Yeah, I can really go to my, photos. I can really go to the photos. God, everything is so slow in this game. There's so much overhead that, like, you click a button and then it's like... Yeah, it's right here. 0 points. Grumble, grumble, grumble. Okay, what did that open? $207 or something? I was too busy battling a ghost to remember. It's on this. Alright, I'm already on the second floor. Sacred Moon, which is Madoka. Orchid Moon? Shit, I'll just try all the doors. Also, if you're going to an old house, why would you wear that? You need, I'd say you need like some sneakers or some hiking boots. Smudged paper. Yeah, that's nothing. Oh, this is the, Oh, hello? Hello?
こんにちは、主様。
Something on the floor. Female patient's suicide note. A moldy old letter lies in the gap where the door was removed. The fact that you're reeling this means I am no longer in this world. I am the last living member of my family. My mother died giving birth to me. And fate saw to it that both my father and brother met with fatal accidents. Let me just say, Japan is one of the top countries that doesn't have maternal mortality rates. Like, a lot of mothers make it through childbirth. There's not a lot of women dying in childbirth. We've kind of solved that problem. Because most of the times of women that died in childbirth was due to blood loss. We know how to stop people from bleeding. And we've known how to do it for, I think, at least the 80s. Like, really good since the 80s, so... Getting tired of the mom died in childbirth bullshit. Like, the only way I can see it is if you're in a rural country... And, like, you don't have really any medical at all. And they just let you bleed out. I also looked at my prescription number, and it is, like, 66666. A lot of sixes on that prescription number. And the father and brother, I don't know what kind of fatal accident, you know, fatal bagel accident, fatal onigiri accident, accidentally fell in the oven, you know, typical accidents. The memory of my family and the guilt of being the only one left alive is what kept me going. You don't really need to feel guilty. People around you probably made you feel guilty. Now the sickness is taking even those small comforts away. What sickness? My memory is the only place where my family still lives. There's nothing I can do to stop this thing from getting inside me and killing them all over again. Sound like the lyrics to a song. Wait a minute here. Did I become corporeal? No, I'm still incorporeal. Like, you're sad that your mom died, but you weren't around to really remember your mom. But, you know, I bet your brother and your dad probably, like, rubbed it in that you quote-unquote killed your mother or some bullshit. But hey, they got what they deserved, right? Can't stand any longer. I remain alive as the people inside me are killed. You ate people? They're inside you? The most frightening thing of all is the thought that before long I won't even be aware what is happening to me. Are you talking about dementia? Like, dementia really kind of does come in and steals your memories away from you. I lose everything, yet I feel nothing. My family faces death after death, yet I feel nothing. That is why I'm choosing to leave this world while I have what little memory remains inside me. Well, I am still me. Well, you know, killing yourself is wrong, because you can't choose to end your own life. We've made it to where you don't have autonomy over your own body. Yeah, this was the one you had to force the door open or something? A Yako or something? Oh. Ah, I see. That is easily missable. Even with the blue light, you're like, I don't see anything there. Something has appeared in the photo. It's just hanging out. You know? Just hanging out. Although, why would you want to hang yourself? That is like the slow... Well, if you snap your neck, it's a pretty fast way, but usually when people do it, they just choke themselves out. Which is not the best way to go. Really, the best way to go is probably ODing on sleeping pills, because you just fall asleep and just never wake up. Okay, this was the boy that stole shit. That's the doll that I can't get to. That doesn't become blue. What does that do to your dreams, though? You're like stuck forever in a dream you can't wake up from until you realize you're dead. I don't know. Let me get back to you on that. Then I'll be like, huh, they haven't quite figured out how to bring people back from death. Well shit. I guess I'm stuck like this. Right, which way was I going? Dickens lied on yourself with sleeping fool's book. Maybe that's how it works. Oh wait, that's Madoka. Wait, is it Madoka? That's the Klepto boy. Yeah, it was Madoka, I guess, that hung herself. Which was the girl that we reached out to, but she was like, surprise, I'm a ghost! Then again, trying to find enough, like, something to OD on is sometimes hard. But Madoka's in the room over. Is this Madoka's room? Hello! Wait, there's two of them? Oh, that one's budding. Camera, please! Take the shot! Overkill, shutter chance. I got all them. man has appeared in the photo. Place with lots of books. Like, I think the camera, like, shows the past. And so you basically warp reality by taking a picture. What do you mean it's locked? Scrim. Kick the door open. Do we need the dude? I think there's a dude in this, and it's like, do we need manly Superman to kick an old rotting door down because Japan thinks like 17-year-old girls are somehow like fucking so fragile and powerless that they can't kick a rotting door open? Alright, where am I supposed to go from here? Find the room filled with books from the photo. Would that be the library? Is there a library? That's the control room. That's Madoka's room. Which we can't get into. That's the junk room with the Klepto Boy. That's Ayako's Orchid Moon, which I don't think we can get into. Room with a 4-poster bed, and then the hidden room, which we can't get into because we can't get into the room before it because we can't get into the Ayako's room. Masai. I don't think we were ever in the courtyard. Maybe it is down here. I don't fucking know. Like, before that, they'd have, like, a little circle that would go to, like, where you're supposed to go next and be like, bleep, 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 you go here. Which, like, you know, some people would find backseating and annoying, but hey, like... This is a Fatal Frame where you can get turned around easy because the entire environment looks the same. Closed. Klepto Boy. Was there a secret to getting that one? Gowns in the Trying to by pictures. Maybe I could put one on and pretend to be a ghost. And they'd be like, you're totally a ghost, so we're just gonna leave you alone. Like, I think I like the Silent Hill way of doing this, where they mark off what doors are open and not open. Or like, let me mark what doors are open and not open. Like, Ultima Underworld was like the first game that lets you mark on the map and write whatever you want and kind of scribble all over it. And a lot of games haven't been let you. They don't let you do that. They don't let you make your own map. They're like, we'll get that for you, and then they don't make good maps. Because, you know, there's like one little thing you want to put on there, but they don't make note of it because they think... They don't think it's significant. But you're like, you know this is going to be significant later, and you know you're going to forget it. I'm just gonna go through all the rooms. Even the ones that I know I've been to. Wait a minute. Where... Okay, here's the mummy. Wait a minute here. I see you peeking out of that box. Play a game with a notepad to buy analog maps, baby. Yeah, I mean, that's another part of, like, how Wizardry was also so great, is that you make your own maps, and you're scribbling stuff all over them. Like, you'll die if you go down if you step in this square. Oh, it was up there? Ah. Okay, I've gone under the stairs. Is there anything behind the desk? I can't get back there. I'm almost just about ready to, like, get the maps for this and then just, like, scribble on them myself. This doesn't have books. Is it 12 o'clock or it's 1 o'clock? I was wondering why 10 Gauge was going to sleep. I'm like, it's not that late. It's the place with the stuff that I should have known. Although there wasn't a ladder. Alright, your curse has been lifted. There was a ladder here that had a thing on it. Okay, there was a lot of things in this room. The stun lens. Did I miss this the first time? Tell me I didn't miss it the first time. Tell me that's specific to this character's route. Okay, so it's equipped now? I guess it's equipped. Equipped. But this is for the other camera obscura. I guess if I had more slots, I could equip it to it or something. I don't know how any of this works. I could upgrade the stun lens. Yeah, upgrade camera lens with Misaki. You have to upgrade these independently from each other. You don't miss it the first time. It's specific to Aso's route. Okay, that's good, because that would suck if you just missed it, because, you know, you get the tunnel vision on the doll, and then you turn around, and there's a ghost there, and then you beat the ghost, and you're in, like, chapter 2. How come I get a feeling that if I upgrade this, I'm gonna miss out on upgrading something that's probably a lot better immediately? I swear I got the charge storage. Improves camera charging time, improves film loading time, increased damage. I'll wait for 20 doodly boobs. Oh, well, fuck my life then. I guess I'm stuck in here. It's right there. Okay, was that just film? Alright, I don't really use the special film anyways because I'm doing that RPG thing of like... Hello? Tracking? I'm doing that RPG thing of I'll use it when there's a boss fight, and then there's a boss fight, I'll be like, this is probably not a boss fight. And it'll be a boss fight. My handcuffs gets cut off. Oh yeah, it's probably the edge of the screen. I realized my eyelashes flipped through my cheeks. Oh no, there's a mirror. This bookshelf is well stocked. The books look very old and the titles are impossible to read because we didn't want to put any effort into, like, making up some fake titles. And this other book shit, we made some fake titles like Memory and Personality, Amnesia, The Death of Memory. Amnesia, The Machine for Pigs. Like, amnesia isn't really the death of memory, because as far as I know, for amnesia, you can recover from it. But traumatic brain injury, however... So I think it's not called amnesia if you have a TBI, it's just called permanent memory loss. Wow, they keep stocking the same books over and over. I disagree. Where the fuck are you? What does that mean? What does that mean? What does that mean? What does blue mean? What does blue mean? Overkill, Shutter Chain, Zero Shot. I guess I have to charge up my stun. I don't have any... I don't have any healy-dealies. Key to Madoka's room. And then we can ask her why she became a magical girl. See, it shows you on the map here of that's the key that opens that door. Alright. Blossoming is what she's doing. When her face is like... turning the water. Rotten mask beads. That wasn't there before. A document about masks. A Kagura festival is held on this island on the day of the lunar eclipse. On that day, they say all living souls tend towards the underworld, and that the souls of the dead return from there. Since the moon symbolizes the soul here, the eclipse must be thought of as the consumption of the soul. I have read the Rogetsu Kagura used to be performed using a mask called the Mask of the Lunar Eclipse. The document I read was very old and fragmented, but I ascertained from it that this black mask was said to have brought the island a disaster known as the Day of Tranquility. That doesn't really sound like a disaster. I asked the head of the island about this, but he told me with a fearful look on his face that no such thing ever existed. It seems this mask of the lunar eclipse is something of a taboo subject here. I get tired of all these places of we're not gonna talk about the spooky shit. And then the spooky shit happens and nobody knows what to do because nobody's talked about it. And it's like, if only we talked about the spooky shit, we'd know how to deal with the spooky shit. When I've discovered the mask is a dangerous artifact, but still, I wish I could have had the chance to take a look at it with my own eyes. It could have been a great help in my investigations into the spirit world. The souls of masks, death masks, and folklore. I'm gonna admit I might cheat if the game pisses me off too much, because some of this stuff is bullshit. I think one of the cheats I can do is save anywhere. And I might just save anywhere, so when a ghost pops up, I can just load and re-ghost it. Because when I get ghosted by a ghost, I just reload my save so I can ghost the ghost. Hello there, small child. Wait, now do I have to fight that? Oh, come on. Didn't we just take a picture of that one? I saw that happen before here a long time ago. No, you didn't! You saw it 2 seconds ago! We have the picture to prove it! Almost there. Also, the model for the patient that attacked us seems to be like the model of the patient that attacked us before. It might even be the same person. Tadayuki Kaido, I do believe that was his name. Yep, there he is before. We've murdered his ass before. And we've murdered his ass again. Sunlands, Masaki Aso. Girl standing on stairs. Girl looking down from stairs. It's the same girl. Alright, Madoka was being bullied by other children. Ayako's violent. That's about the mask. It's well, no, it's not about the... The fatal frame is what I'm trying to go for. Yeah, the dude gets a flashlight like he's fucking, that one guy. Alex Wake. Alan Wake? Alan Wake. Alright, that is cleaned out. What was I doing? I remember 2 seconds ago. The other direction. Come on, let's go. Albert woke. Aloysius. Max Payne. Aloysius Wakeströmus Max Payne. God, I fucking hate this. Fuck. That's how you fatal frame. Or zero shot, or whatever. And Max Payne with God mode and Kung Fu mod or Spoopy Ghost. Anyway, let's stop that horrible beeping. So what was something? Yes, that was a legible message. Was it supposed to be crying or something? She should have shut her noise. Smile up for the camera, ghost dying noises. Obscura. Like, that was the fatal frame, but only is almost 3,000 points. The finishing shot is 6,000. I guess maybe because it did 616 damage? Pretty good photo, though. Let's save this one. This is my highest point photo ever! I murdered the ghost with a camera! I really like to see a Pop Team Epic take on Fatal Frame, and it's like... of course it's Popco just murdering the ghost by beating it over the head with the camera. And then Popco's like, what? It's like, that's not how you're supposed to attack the ghost! It's like... Popco getting the job done. Remember, let's solve this peacefully, with violence. Alright, I'm gonna go downstairs and save. I don't want to die and lose my hard work because this game is kind of bullshit! And it's been that way since the first game. Alright, I have enough for this. Why is herbal medicine so goddamn expensive? I get too stressed playing Fatal Frame. It's nice to watch others play. Yeah, this is not a cozy game. You can see my heart rate is... yeah. I think I got decently far in the first one, but too fraidy cat to finish. What if Frank West got the camera obscura? Capcom? From what I've seen of the first game... it becomes less scary and more frustrating combat-y. Which is probably not a good look. Like, I played the Dark Maiden one, which was on the Wii U, and that was actually a pretty fun one because you actually were using the whatever the fuck they called it, the tablet controller thing to like as the camera, so you could. It did have a lock. It did have a lock on, but you could, you know, aim it better. Hence, nature of combat adds to the terror. It's an early survival horror game, they're full of BS. In this one, it just seems everything's slow, and then the character turns around when you don't want them to. And then, like, when she gets grabbed by the ghost, she puts the camera down, but you would think because the ghost is there, she'd pull the camera back up to fight the ghost. But they don't. There's a cool Wii game near launch, Japan only, called Gundam Scadhammer, and I imagine there's another non-branded version of the game somewhere. Maybe. I don't know enough about Gundam games. What's that arena thing where everyone's standing in costume and it's like, it's Gundam again. This door does not open. Like, why would you wear those kind of shoes to, like, let's go to a spooky rundown mansion to where the floor can collapse on us at any time, the ceiling can collapse on us anytime, the stairs can collapse on us anytime. Like, I would be wearing, like, cargo shorts, not cargo shorts, but cargo pants, hiking boots, if not sneakers. Like, let's be real here, these are kids, so they might just have sneakers. And certainly not this. Not, like, a thin, frilly skirt and, whatever those things are called on top. Where her bra strap is completely showing. Like, that's not what I would consider urban exploration wear. Maybe I'm being a bit mean. In the few games I was happy to waggle while playing. You run around an area and swing the Wiimote to smash the hammer around on grunts, basically Muso-like, because fashion. Like, this is just fetish fuel for guys, let's face it. I think the creator of Fatal Frame specifically said, yeah, this is fetish fuel for guys, that the frail, waif woman being girl, she's not 18 yet, girl, being put into a scary situation, and you, the player, are the Oni-san that needs to protect her and stop the ghost from hurting her. And it just kind of felt gross. Which is why all the Fatal Frame main characters look like this. Which is kind of gross, but it's a survival horror game with a female protagonist, so I'm willing to put up with the bullshit, because, like, Resident Evil certainly hasn't really brought back a female character you can play. And with Leon Kennedy, like, what the fuck was Ashley wearing? She looked like she was 12 or 15 or something like that. And it's like, no, she's 21, I think. 21 or 22. This is, like, sexual. Cargo pants and sensible clothes isn't fappable. There's DLC that puts them in bikinis. Like, you know, that's really what you want to wear when you go into a spooky rundown mansion, is like a bikini. And what the dude gets is, like, just, like, this open shirt thing and a fedora. That's all he gets. He doesn't get his, like, fucking Speedo where his junk is jangling all over the place. Where he can catch his weenie on some of the splintered wood. Gaming industry in Japan circa PS2 era. Woo! This one, unfortunately, I think is Switch era, so... The director, producer person hasn't grown up since the PS2 era. At least she isn't getting her mouth violated like Jill in the 3 remake. They did that? Yeah, if it's the ghosts are horny, you have more time to run. I know this is, but series originated there, yeah. Like, what I liked is the Wii version, they censored it, and the people were, like, complaining because, oh, the underage characters were no longer fappable because they got rid of the bikini DLC. But they replaced it with, like, Zero Suit Samus and another, DLC that made the characters look fucking awesome when they're running around in a haunted mansion. Like, maybe Zero Suit Samus is not quite appropriate for Haunted Mansion, but fuck, it's far more protective to run around in a Haunted Mansion in a Zero Suit. There's a short section in these buggy enemies that hang from the ceiling, and they thrust a not penis in her mouth that you get parasited or poisoned or some other stuff. That is bullshit. I hate it when they remake the game and it's like, we're gonna just add fucking rape in there. Oh, it's not rape, it's a bug from the ceiling. That's fucking rape. But, you know, dudes will argue everything. I did not finish the remake. I think I saw someone play through the remake and it didn't look very It didn't look very, what's the word I'm looking for? Great. They added a bunch of extra shit that, like, fucked up the characterizations. Pretty sure I dropped it right there. Well, like, where's the bugs that fall down from the ceiling and violate, like, whatever the male character's mouth is? Is it Leon again? Or is it Leon in number 2? And then it's Chris in number 3. I don't fucking know my Resident Evil characters. All I know is that it's Leon is number 4, because that's kind of the off-the-rails Resident Evil. Like, I don't like how Ashley's constantly damseled, but at the same time, they're like, fuck it, we're an arcadey kind of, not really survival horror, but we're like a shooty McBang-bang funny kind of game. Just Jill in 3, I think. So I thought there was like 2 different playthroughs. There's Jill and then there's somebody else. I probably might be getting my Resident Evil 2 remake mixed up with my Resident Evil 3 remake. But let's just say I don't like the Resident 4 remake because Leon no longer looks hot. Three is just Jill, 4 is just Leon, 5 is just Chris and Shiva, 6 is doesn't exist, and then 7 just... We don't know why it's called 7 because what happened at number 6? It just... And then number 8 happened. When number 8 came out, I'm like... Is this number 8? Because it was called Resident Evil Village. And I thought it was just kind of a spin-off, but the Village is like the V-I-I-I part. Resident Evil makes 7. Resident Evil 5 doesn't really exist either, but... 7 is, 7 never happened, or... Yeah, or 6 never happened, and, the 7, it's like Final Fantasy 7. Everyone's like, why is this Final Fantasy 7? What happened 3 through 6? And it's like, well, you see... 8 because it finishes Ethan's story from 7. But wouldn't that be just 7 part 2? 7-2? Like Final Fantasy X-2? Is this the Klepto Kids room again? I always keep going into Klepto Kids room. Alright, this is Madoka's door, which is the opposite of the other door. Sigh. My ex came at me with a kitchen knife in one particular fun argument, so I had difficulties playing Reza 7. Yeah, there's that whole sequence with what's her name? With the knife. You know what? Let me just... Speaking of ghosts, there's that one that happens. Mia coming in, the first person, I was just like, cool. Alright, enough silliness. What are you gonna Alt F4? Let's just press the power. Alright, I have... Super damage, one hit kill. Let's just make everything a fatal frame. infinite film, items won't decrease, max health, infinite lens usage, instant camera lock, instant camera cooldown. Well, if any time I feel this is bullshit, I'll whip this out. I felt Final Fantasy, Resident Evil 7 just felt kind of blah to me. Like, it was very just gray in color, and I think there were only like 4 different enemies, really. Is this your Ghost for Fatal Frame? Look at Ghost to get Fatal Frame. Maybe I'll look up to see if there's a mod for this that I can put them in, like, better costumes? Like, maybe a Gothic Lolita dress, like a true Gothic Lolita dress. Like, the most unpractical thing ever, but hey, it fits the atmosphere. And not like what they called a Gothic Lolita dress in, like, Fatal Frame 1, which was just a recoloring of the base clothing that she was wearing, which was like this leather skirt and this blouse with like a collar. Yeah, the molds and the 3 boss people sorta, and there were like 3 molds: basic mold, skinny and fast mold, and beefy and slightly slower mold. Yeah, it just looked fucking boring. Like, there was really only 1 character out of there that was, like... 2 characters that were, like, really decent, and that's, like, the brother that's setting up a bunch of traps, and Grandma. And I kind of feel that you could have reasoned with Grandma. Well, I see she was an artist. Dairy, it looks like it's been here a long time. Madoka! At nighttime, I know it's time for bed, but I get scared and I can't sleep. I get scared because when it gets dark, I see my face in the window. Just playing OG Resident. I have Resident Evil 4 VR, which is like the one for the Wii, but VR, which it's kind of fun. I'm just gonna say it's kind of just fun. You get all the goofiness of like number 4, but like with the Wii targeting, semi-Wii targeting with the VR. I see my face in the window. My face is all wrong. My eyes are wobbly. My nose is bendy. My mouth is twisty. I'm turned into Mr. Blobby. I got a quest a while back. I hate that the quest is the, like, most affordable VR for people. The most affordable and accessible VR for people. And, like, no company out there has tried to copy it to make it even more accessible by separating it from Facebook. Like, there was supposed to be a Pico, and Pico's like, we're gonna be this exact thing of, like, an Android-based competitor to the Quest, but then they decided to just trick it all out and make it like a $1,500 system, and it's like, you just made it unaccessible again. That and Doom 3 are Quake, and Quake my fit. I tried to play, Cyber Formula GPX, and it just, like, it makes me sick. Like, I tried playing some of the racing games, and just the fact going around corners really fast somehow just fucks my brain up, and I get sick and I have to stop, but I'm like, but this is cool, I'm actually in the car. Besides, my head gets all twisty too, and I want to forget about Ayako and all the other bad things, but instead the good parts go away. So I hope tonight I can... I guess Ayako might be the bully, But I really wouldn't consider Ayako a bully per se. I think she's just a criminal, terrible person. Like, are they really a bully if they're going after everybody? Because I kind of feel a bully is targeted in my definition, but maybe my definition is fucked up. Like, bullying is ganging up on people, and, like, targeted ganging up on people. And if you're, like, going after everybody, you're just a menace. This one when you shoot guns and dodge bullets is something I've enjoyed. Well, the rhythm games are cool and fun. I tried to play, Beat Saber. But, like, every fucking course on that is just master expert level, and it's like, no. I can't sleep well. Wait, did I not read that? It's probably in my notes. Yeah, okay. Yeah, I read that. Two guns and dots. Is that, super hot? Red hot or super hot? My darling Madoka, how are you? Did you choose a name for your new pet canary? He's going to be a lovely little friendly. Why is the fucking pets always male? I'm wondering if in the original Japanese it was just, the bird was just ungendered. It's just a damn, it's just a board, like, Tori-san or something. Super Hot VR was a lot of fun, but no, it's something else. Probably Pistol Whip. Beat Saber is capable of default stuff, but all the download stuff. Sorry, yeah, it's like with every rhythm game. Osu, Dance with Intensity, the 5 million other DDR clones. It's just, here's a step map. It's just expert. Like, thanks for the Kaizo experience. It's just, really, why don't people make good step maps of at least having, like, a beginner, like, I don't know how people make step maps, but I kind of assume that you start out with a basic structure, and, like, hey, maybe make that the beginner, and then when you fill in more steps, that's, like, the next level up, and then the mid-level, and then the level up from there until you finally finished it, and it's, like, 10 million stars or whatever, and then, like, there's the expert. I know for me, once I hit a certain skill level in a game, some stuff is just boring as heck to play. I'm sorry I can't visit you more often, even when I'm not there, Madoka.
Maybe.
You know, always think of... I keep forgetting that I have that. So maybe it's just really hard for players to gauge what a good difficulty is. Yeah, well, yeah. Well, maybe they can look at some of the, like, basic ones and just see how many dutes are on there and be like, alright, the average dutes between, like, super basic and, like, harder basic are, like, maybe 50 dutes. The max combo is 50 dutes. And then the next up from there is, like, an average of, like, maybe 100 dutes, and then 150 dutes, and then 200 dutes. And then expert is whatever dutage you want on it. Like, you could have 800 dutes on it. That isn't fun. What about if we tried to do 80 times a second? Yeah, that's what I hate. And it's like, how do these people still have limbs attached to their bodies? I'll bring you some crayons next time I visit, okay? I know how much you enjoy drawing, so I'm sure you'll like them. The doctor says that doing these things you like to do is good for you. It helps you fight your sickness and get better. So please sure to draw lots of pictures. Not with the red crayon, not with the black crayon. There are other crayons in the box. I know it's scary when you can't remember things you want to remember, but don't forget, Madoka, you're a Tsukimori. You know the Tsuki in her name means moon, don't you? That means the moon protects us and keeps us safe. That it just means the Suki in your name means moon, like moon forest. That's your name, Moon Forest. You're a forest of moons. Your first lady friend ends up Panhead War Eater. Family name. So don't worry, Madoka. Do what Dr. Haibara says. Behave yourself and be a good girl. I'll visit again very soon, Mommy. Isn't there a voice actor named Haibara or something? Then there's names like Ishikawa, which is like Stone River. His father had something to do with local politics, and she unfortunately sent me a message about helping her father with something with the L and R swapped. It was voting time. Okay, she can use the green crayon. And then she used the black crayon. She made that meme creature. Actually, though, I hope she's doing well and healthy, and not wandering through that spooky ghost house of doom. You've got Mori in your name. You're wandering through a ghost house of doom. Got 61 film. What is that one? How is that one? No, not that. Blah, 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 blah. High-powered film. This is for the super bosses. That you'll not use because it's like using an elixir. They're limited and certainly are gonna need them eventually. And you get to the last boss and it's like, I can't use these because there could be a fifth form. And like, if it's a Final Fantasy boss, there might be a fifth form. But no, this is just like a regular JRPG where there's usually just a second form, possibly a third form, and that's it. Film for Sephiroth, and there was the final boss with the default film because there will be post-game content! Got the measure upgrade. The measure of a ghost. Did I miss one? Shows the hit points for ghosts, so that's nice. Did I miss an upgrade, or are they doing the thing that they're making you think you missed an upgrade, but you really didn't miss an upgrade? Madoka's sitting on bed. I? Hello? Oh wow, that is your masterpiece, isn't it? Anyway, there's a thing over here, so I'm gonna grab that before I continue the plot. You understand, right? Plot? And then there's the Amoga Doom Ghost. This is the last challenge. We made it, so I'll just hold on to that film in case and it's a lie. Alright, we won and I got the 3rd upgrade. Hooray! I kind of want to know if I missed an upgrade. I don't think I did. I think it might be like a haha. You didn't. You're thinking you missed it, but you didn't really miss it. Hello? Hello?
こんにちは、主様。
Hello? See, she's wearing a white blouse thingy and a black skirt thingy, and I am not supposed to get these confused. And look, her hairstyle is like the same length, the same kind of shape. The bangs are even the same, and it's like, I'm not supposed to get these characters confused with each other? Like, I get it, producer, writer, director, dude, you have a type, but seriously. What the fuck? Old nurse's logbook on the bed. It might contain useful information. The issue with Ayako was room 207. Around 3 p.m. I heard Madoka crying, so I rushed to her room to check on her. When I got there, I found that her pet canary's head had been snipped off with a pair of scissors. Jesus Christ! Ayako was standing there with a pair of blood-stained scissors in her hand. This kid is fucking... This kid needs to go away forever. There's no question that she was responsible for killing the bird. I told her off as usual, but she just laughed at me. I got no sense that she had any appreciation of what she did was wrong. That's why they need to go that's why they need to go away forever, because they don't know, or they can't conceptualize what they did was wrong. It's one thing to say that she can't tell right from wrong, but Ayako's behavior is just too much. I worry about her negative influence on Madoka and the other children, but in accordance with the director's wishes, we are unable to take any effective measures against Ayako's transgressions. Yup, and that's how it goes with bullying in school. We're not gonna do anything to stop it. And if the oppressed kid somehow snaps and the bully ends up messed up or dead, then we're gonna have to put the bullied person away forever because they fought back finally. And that's bad. And it's like, fuck you. I want to say it happened with my older brother. Apparently he was, like, being bullied or something, and... Oh, that's interesting. And my brother fought back or something, and they were gonna, like... discipline him, and my mom was like, well, did he throw the first shot? And they were like... No, and then, well, there's no problem here. You don't start fights, you finish them. This current school is pretty good about stopping and taking aside both, but I'm still dealing with some BS. Like, a lot of it is, like, the inability to actually do anything effective. Like, like, if you to discipline the child, you have to remove them from education, and removing a child from education is bad. So we keep them in the environment where they can continue to bully whoever they've chosen. And of course, the parents don't do jack shit. They don't really... They can... Sometimes it's a case of the parents are just not there because they're working all the time and they can't be there, which, you know, our economy is fucked and sometimes parents have to work 3 jobs. It's just the way it is. But at the same time, some parents are like, not my little Billy. Which are the worst ones. And, like, we don't get any help for the parents, so at least a parent can be home to be a parent. No, we just are like, well, I guess, you know, they're doing their best, and it's like, it's all bullshit. And some of the kids are just acting out because they just don't have any home life, and, you know, it's a whole complicated mess of shit. And then some bullies are just, you know, they're nepo babies, so they're just acting like their parents are acting. If not encouraging their kid to do it, right? Hello. What was that? That was a fucking ghost. You fought like fucking ghosts all the damn time, so obviously it was a fucking ghost. That's what I tried to tell my kid. You have no idea what that jerk has to deal with at home. Probably their home life sucks, so here, let's have a treat and do something you like and not think about it anymore. When the ghost comes, we all hug it out in our lingerie. And it's like, well, sometimes, like, maybe they're like, you don't know their home life, but then maybe the kid feels like, well, that's kind of no excuse for them to bully me. And it's... So, sometimes it's like, you just gotta sit the kids down and be like, why are you like this? And let them get it all out and on the table, and then be like, okay... Like, either let's deal with this so you don't feel you have to basically dominate other people to make you feel good. Let's go back to that point. Or you're just irreversibly fucked up in the head because you're a nepo baby and I don't know, why are you going to school? Your parents have piles of money. I guess I'm a terrible person. Like, I guess the source of it is, like, finding out what the bully... why the bully is like that. Are they a nepo baby? Are they just having a shitty home life so they feel like they have control over something in their life, so they just dominate other people because our whole society is based on being number one, top tier, being over somebody else instead of let's all sit down and cooperate. They also might be small-town Christian types. Oh, those fuckers! I had to deal with those fuckers in high school. You're a Satanist because you're not Christian, you fuck you. See how I turned out. I don't know, it's like there's uplifting people and then there's knowing that, like, I guess staying away? I don't... Maybe I'm misthinking this. Of like, some people don't deserve to be uplifted because they're already at a level to where they don't need to be any higher. I don't say, and then there's, you know, these stories that you see in fucking anime and something, or manga, or hell, even like, just regular Disney shit, to where it's like, the bullied kid and the bully become best friends ever, and because they talked about their problems and they worked it out, and blah 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 blah. And that sometimes, really, I've only seen it work amongst men, because they usually just fucking beat each other to beat the snot out of each other, both get into trouble, and then, you know, they've worked their problems out. But not so much for girls, because, like, there's fighting, but it doesn't end. I mean, just being kind and chill in general instead of stepping on the backs of others to get the top. And the bully puts on a stone mask and turns into a vampire and steals the body of the bullied kid. Yeah, that happens sometimes too. And you just gotta give your kid the camera obscura and be like, you gotta be ready for the stone mask vampire taking over your body with this spirit camera to suck the soul out of the vampire. Jesus Christ, that's a Yako? Holding a nurse? And the nurses just put up with that shit? I am sorry, Dr. Haibara or whoever, you can get fucked. I am disciplining that kid. Even if it means kicking them out of this institute and sending them home. But then they've already got a stand, and I've named it to make the end of battle. I'm walking into a fight, aren't I? What's my life at? You know what? I'm gonna go save. See ya, Ayako! I'm gonna go drop a save. Be right back. I don't want to fucking lose all my goddamn progress here. Even though most of it's standing around and talking. How the fuck do I get out of this place? Dang, you can hear what happened. Yeah, it just dragged down the hallway, a little kid. Which, normally you would be like, how can the kid dragging the grown adult down the hallway? But we all know women don't weigh anything. So a little kid can drag a woman down the hallway because, like, zero weight there. That's how the most skinniest fucking dudes can just pick up a woman and carry her no matter what, because it's zero weight. I'm gonna get that herbal medicine and maybe turn on the... I mean, what sucks is that you can't really get better points to get the healing item. I guess you can go explore other rooms again and maybe some healing stuff will reappear. Oh shit, I took the wrong side, didn't I? This is what I like about VR. I'm usually better knowing where the hell I'm going in VR. My spatial awareness is, like, much, much better. Or at least I thought, like, some items would respawn. Maybe the items are limited? Like, I usually go to the big-ass hall that has, like, the projector in it, and then there's some just items in there. I don't know. Anyway, Ayako, it's me. It's your girl, Misaki. Holy Christ, what have you been doing in here? Man. Was I supposed to take a picture of that? Niquin. Like, the mannequins were all like, yeah, we're gonna scare this girl Ayako, and then Ayako was totally like, yeah, fuck you, mannequins. And put on, like, this whole mannequin, like, grotesque here, and the mannequins are like, yeah, we're staying the hell away. I have to admit, though, I like it. This is the kind of shit I would do. And then all my friends would be like, we're not going over to your house. I'd be like, but you can't be surprised by mannequins. I tore them apart and hung them from my ceiling. Hello, Ayako. I like that lamp. Fucking vampire. Doko, Doko. Well, fuck, I died. Good thing I saved! I had a feeling this was bullshit. Well, here's the game over screen. So, how did Ayako die? Exactly. She seemed to be running this place. And she died as a little girl. Did people just not really put up with her bullshit and just ended her? Okay, catch your breath. He is a fucking vampire. Fatal frame? Fatal frame? $14,914 points. C looks exactly like the main character. Hello. Subtle lesbian undertones. Weird face too. That's probably a good place to call it. And if you did notice, I did switch to the more powerful film because fuck that! But you see what I'm talking about? How all of the girls look alike?
ルカがあの島に行ってしまいました。
あの島に。
無理を承知でお願いします。ルカを助けてください。
It's time for Sad Dad. He's 30 years old or some shit like that. All the girls are 17. He's not wearing a fucking mini skirt and some lingerie. Okay, Haibara looks definitely like a fucking, villain. Toshiro. Missing girls found alive. The 5 girls went missing 2 weeks ago were found alive around 11 p.m. last night. The names of the girls are as follows. They are all 7 years old. Aso Misaki, Nanamura Tomoe, Shinomiya Marie, Tsukimori Madoka, Yomotsuki Ruka. The girls vanished during the accident stricken Rogetsu Kagura, leading to some say that they were spirited away. Kamikakshin, which like literally kind of means godded away or godnapped, is how I would translate it. But, you know, let's, like, eliminate the whole kami part, because we can't say God, because, you know, Christians. Were found in a cavern beneath Haibara Infirmary by Senior Officer Choshiro Kirishima of Amanora Police Department. Okay, we're a fucking cop! I hate him already. To confirm their identities. The police are focusing their investigative inquiries to the staff of Haibara Infirmary. There's information on the characters and events in the story that will build as you progress through the game. There's a tape recorder I use in my investigation. So is this the, like, de facto character? Like, the rest of the characters are kind of meh? But this is like this is like the super protag of, like, the self-insert, male character, like, the 30-year-old self-insert male character that's gonna fucking creep on all the goddamn girls because, I don't know, pedophiles or something. A tape about the incident inside. It's the producer. And you see the producer gets more character than any of the girls because all of the girls look the fuck alike. They're wearing similar things, their hair is like a similar shape, their bangs even sometimes look identical. And they're all 17 because I don't fucking know. I mean, what's that guy, that one writer likes 10-year-olds. He keeps writing that in all his fucking books. The one that wrote, was it, 1?84? What is it? I have the book fucking right behind me. Murakami. IQ 84, that's it, IQ 84. Yeah, that guy. He's always writing about, Haruki Murakami. He's always writing about 10-year-olds. Yeah. And in that book in particular, like the 10-year-old, there's this old dude the old cult leader who's paralyzed in bed and can't help it. The 10-year-olds are throwing themselves on top of him, and I'm like, Jesus fucking Christ. This was translated into English and won an award? And then there's the teleporting sperm. That happens. I forget what's his name and what's her name or doing something, and then like the cool kind of go-getter character gets impregnated by the dude through teleportation sperm. It's kind of like a person goes on a thing and it's like normal, but then there's jazz music references and stuff, and also a mystical lady type person, and there's a magic object that helps the journey come to a close. I kind of feel like people liking Murakami are like the people that like Kojima. They're like, they don't care it's like highly misogynistic or full of pedophilia. It's, he's quirky or he writes a long ass fucking story that makes no goddamn sense. It's popular. Oh, I'm not surprised. It's ever Murakami story. Yeah, the mystical lady type who gets impregnated by teleportation sperm this time. Magical object that helps the journey come to a close. I'm not certain the object in this one. I'd have to look at it. Also, Murakami wrote a story that's in the desk in the house you can buy on the cliffs outside Onet or Tucson in Earthbound. That is gross. What? Never mind. Men. The answer is always men. It may not have a physical form. The answer for everything is men. Men prop up other men that are into that gross bullshit, and it just is a cyclical thing. A short little thing about buying a car and getting pulled over by a cop or something. Pretty harmless. Sure. Itoi being a copyrighted Nezumaru from the Leroy world, I guess. Alright, I'm gonna go save on this character.
あの時神隠しにあったルカたちをこの病院の地下で見つけた。それで全てが終わったと思っていた。だがあの時の5人のうち2人が死んだ。事件は終わっていないのか。
And he has like the super manly cop voice, but all the other girls have very similar sounding voices. Like they're very interchangeable is the word, which is a kind of it is a type of misogyny because all the girls are so samey that they're interchangeable. They have no personality traits outside of being girl. Earthbound, what a great SNES RPG, so quirky. I do not like Earthbound at all. I played the first Mother, and then, which, it just was a nothing burger to me. I really didn't like that the female character was in a magical mage role kind of thing, a healer role, and then fucking Earthbound, Mother 2 Earthbound was like, it was the same fucking story over again. And everybody's like, oh no it isn't. I'm like, it's got the same party character makeup, it's got the same story beats. It's the fucking same game over again. And then I played a little bit of the intro to 3, and then the mom dies, and I'm like, fuck this bullshit. This isn't good. I question people who think this is good. Mother 3 is being good at being sad and depressing, but like, if I remember Mother, it's supposed to be uplifting of like, you're saving the world through the combination prayers, blah 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 blah. I don't know, and there's some kind of bee in there that gets killed in like the first opening act. Mom dies and all the cool and good things in the world get taken over by the pig army and their techno shit and capitalism. Wait, no, not like that.
Kirishima-san, これを
You said Kirishima-san, not
も
Choshiro.
う咲いてしまっているかもしれない。これを使うことがないといいのですが。
But she would probably say Kirishima-san because he's an officer or some shit.
さやかさん。
Like, I hate it when they use the quote-unquote wrong name in a situation to where using the last name would be more appropriate because of, like, the professionalism between them. And then I get shouted down if that's not how it works in America, and then I pull up examples of it like, working exactly how it works in America, and then I get shouted down for that because saying it's not accessible from some guy in Argentina. Like, fuck you. When people looking at the subtitles know the names wrong, you got a problem. You did it bad. Only we can return to traditionalism. Wait, no, not like that. The Spirit Stone flashlight uses a Spirit Stone to store... Okay, we're playing fucking Alan Wake, but what if he was a cop? And emits the light and blast. You can use it to attack ghosts. I think that person was on to something. Press Y to ready the Spirit Stone flashlight. While ready, press RT and release it to emit a blast of moonlight. So basically, he has a gun. It's... The longer you hold RT, the larger the blast radius will be. I'm a fan of my friends' parents absolutely ignoring any advice I have about parenting since they know way better, and I don't have 10 years of experience teaching thousands of kids. My kids' friends' parents. Don't you know every parent knows everything about parenting? Shut up! I don't care if you know more than me. Looks at my older brother, who says he knew how to parent his kids properly, and see how that turned out for you, dear brother. The minute they turned 18, they moved the fuck out of the house and got the fuck away from you and didn't look back. Well, half of it was that he's also a Republican, so... But you know, once you've taught, like, 10 years of experience teaching children, you kind of know a lot about children. Versus I have parenting experience with this one child in particular. How do I lock on? Is there a fatal frame for this? Everybody get in the picture. Come on. That's no fair. Triple kill. Dominating. Oh, hello. Need I say using a flashlight is so much easier than using the camera? Because of course it is. Just teaching a little bit every so often. I don't know, teaching and parenting are kind of similar. Only you don't have to be responsible for the kids after hours. Yeah, and it's not parenting, it's teaching a little bit every so often instead of time. But like, hey, I've got experience with a wide variety of children. I think I have an idea of what might work from what I've observed of your kid. Let me just get my camera, see if there were ghosts. Like I said, they might have already blossomed. What the hell happened to the people on this island? Spooky cult shit happened. Does it have anything to do with the Haibara being here? Yes, it fucking does. Something is lying where the ghost disappeared. I want to note that Haibara looks younger than Chochiro here, which I kind of feel that sometimes that the male producers, writers, people make a villain out of a younger male character because they're jealous of his youth or something. They kind of want to say, no girls, don't go after a man that's similar to your own age. Go after me, the old grizzled 35-year-old guy who knows better or something, can teach you about the world. which is like fucking gross because usually the girls are like from 13 to like 17 in these video games. They're never fucking 18. They usually are never 18. I'm like, the lady is 30, not 18. That's the thing, is that none of the women are ever like 30. Or if they're 30, they look like they're 12. And it's like, can't we just get some middle-aged women in here, please? Like, that look middle-aged. And camera lens. I could take pictures of ghosts with my flashlight. Damn, if only. I mean, technically my cell phone is both a flashlight and a camera, so I could technically take pictures of ghosts with my flashlight and camera. Camera lens will enable him to take photos. You should remove it before fighting. A switch upgrade. It should be Y-O-U, because I hate it when they remove the second letter. Like, UK people will scream to the high heavens, it's C-O-L-O-U-R, but then they're the first ones to chop out the second U in other people's languages. Lenses. Camera. Okay, that does mean it's equipped. It's too hard to draw a line over the U. Well, it's just like, yeah, American keyboards don't have those letters, and it's like, it's too hard to just type out a second letter. A 30-year-old is too old to have babies. Oh, sold many times in 30-year... What? Women can have babies until they have menopause, and some women don't go into menopause until they're 50. Unless they're like, well, 50's too old to have kids, because when your kid's 20, you'll be 70 or some shit, which... Yeah, I can kind of see it, but at the same fucking time, we shouldn't value women in terms of their fertility. But that's too much for men. Of course, it's a separate upgrade tree here, using the same amount of spirit stones. I'll just never, like, upgrade my shit until, like, the end of the game, and it'll be, like, get an achievement for, like, never upgrading anything, and, like, you took the challenging route, and I'm like, I didn't really mean to. I just never had enough stones to do anything. But at 30, your risk of birth defects goes up, was the wisdom. Not really. Not really. Like, the eggs the eggs don't age like chicken eggs. They don't get old. I think. Well, I don't know. My mom had me when she was 37 or 38, and look how I turned out. Don't answer that. I turned out fine. Unless you want to say that a lot of these autistic kids are because, like, women have had kids after 30, because that's when they have the money to have a kid, or something. They never said they were right. I know that. That's, I don't know, that sounds too, what's the word? I knew what you were saying. I was just commenting on what they were commenting on. So, I have to do this thing of, like, oh, I'm being attacked, here, let me fuck with my flashlight. Versus, I have to keep the camera lens on just in case any surprise ghosts happen. Oh, that's the save over there. Yeah, I should save and... Wait, there was a shiny somewhere. Like, in the first game, I think you play the brother for like 5 seconds, but he's like 19, and I think the main character is like 15 or 16, so there's less of an age gap, but I think it's just, I'm kind of just getting tired of having this 35-plus-year-old dude mixed in with a bunch of girls that are under 18. Or, you know, girls that are, like, around 19, 20. Like, it says a lot. I'm also getting tired of the men always having to be older than the girls. Like, if the girl is 16, the guy has to be 17 or 18 just because. Just using the pro tag with the fan base. I'm glad I'm not in a relationship with you, or wow, your partner must love you, or male pro tag. Just the male pro tag with the fan base. Like, which is kind of why I hate when people go for, like, men that kind of look like this. Like, they just don't know how to use a razor properly. Because it feels like he can be, like, the schleppiest schlep ever, but still women are expected to be on point with everything, look beautiful, their hair is perfect, their makeup's perfect, their fashion's perfect. But this guy, you know, he could just throw on fucking whatever. Hell, he doesn't even need to shave or do anything to his hygiene or looks, and it's sexy. Like, I ain't for that. I will say, though, one good thing that I like about Japan, at least, is that most times guys are clean-shaven. Except for this guy, because he's, like, I don't know, a cop or something. And a lot in Western RPGs, mostly it's just beard guy. And it's like, here's your dating choices, Beard Guy 1, and Beard Guy 2, and Beard Guy 3. And it's like, I don't fucking like Beard Guy. Most Japanese men don't really grow good facial hair. Yeah. True. Like, maybe if this guy, like... I guess the problem I have is that... it's just not... shaped. Like, if he shaped it, or if he, like, at least, like, shaved, like, under his chin and up to the side of his chin, on the side of his cheek, instead of looking like he really just doesn't care about his appearance, when women are really expected to care about their appearance all the time. I think that's what I meant to say, is that, like, he doesn't have to care about his appearance. Warning note to infirmary employees. Please take extra care concerning nighttime wanderings of Moonlight Syndrome patients. You mean the lunatic syndrome? When in charge of night watch, check the phase of the moon. On nights when the moon is full, ensure all locks and security procedures are in place. On nights when the moon is obscured, increase patrol frequency. Is this Shin Megami Tensei? We have to pay attention to the moon. Is it on the new moon that it's easier to recruit demons because, like, they're not as powerful, or is it the full moon that you can recruit demons better? I want to say it's the new moon you can recruit better, and the full moon that you can't recruit at all because they're high from, like, the moon juice. I'm gonna go clean out the room of the doodly bobs. Yes, that's an elevator. See, he knows how to use a razor. Then again, he's probably 10 years younger.
あの時、このエレベーターで地下の隠された場所に降りた。
What is your
ルカ
voice?
たちを見つけた場所。もし灰原がまだこの島に潜んでいるとしたら。
Hello!
あなたも病気なの？
See, all the ghosts are like, "Are you sick too?" And all the female protangs are like, "Madoka, Ruka, Madoka, Ruka, Misaki." You know, they have the same kind of voice. And God, what is this guy's voice actor? I should know it. Can I not get in there? Seriously? Come on now. Don't do me like this. Ah! How do I get in there? I'll probably have to get in there from the side or the back. Well, we'll figure that out next time, which might actually be tomorrow. If I'm in the mood for it. Although I might not do it because I have something to do on Monday. I never checked what that was about. Ooh, yeah. Where are my photos? Yeah, that was really a lot of points. 14,914. I thought that was the total. No, that is just for that. I can just unlock that. That's a pretty good creepy girl photo. Or wait. It shows your eyes more. Let's go over the ghosts. Katsuhiro Kariya, a patient who fought a long battle with Moonlight Syndrome and completely lost himself. Gets her own name and looks like that. And Blossom. Sanae Hozuki. Woman from Roket's Isle who is stricken with Moonlight Syndrome on the beach. She attacks anyone she sees wishing to inflict her pain upon others. That's not how that works! Yori Aiba. Takashi Aiba's younger sister. She came to watch the Kagura and was subsequently stricken with Moonlight Syndrome and hospitalized at Roket's Hall. And then blossomed. Also came to Roket's Isle with Misaki. Also, she died and became a wraith after being attacked by the ghosts of Roket's Hall patients. Okay, Madoka is just dead. But I heard in Fatal Frame, the brother dies, and maybe it was Fatal Frame 2. Like, the brother dies, but he gets brought back in some kind of weird way. And then him and his sister have children, which are the lineage of, I think, Fatal Frame 3. Don't quote me on that. It's kind of messed up. Okay, so Madoka is dead. We're not gonna find her unless we can bring her back. Well, she blossomed. Ayako. She loves to break her toys more than anything else in the world. If you break your toys, you can't play with them. Spectres. I wonder what the original name was in Japanese for these, because I really don't like it when they rename stuff to, like, Race Spectres, Revenants, and stuff like that. Like, Revenants is probably Onryo, Spectres might be Obake or Yurei. Race, I don't know. Which, like, I don't know the difference between race specters and revenants. I do know the difference between Yurei and Onryo, though. Yurei, you might have, like, a fun time with it. Onryo, you're gonna have a bad time. Patient in front of door. Girl standing on stairs. A sadistic glow dwells in her. That's obviously Ayako. Woman standing by masks. Madoka as a child collapsed on the floor. Misaki recalls seeing this scene before. Girl looking downstairs. It's Ayako again, but this time in a slightly different position. Her scornful gaze searching for living playthings. Madoka, just as she looked in her lost memories sitting on the bed. Perhaps she was waiting for Misaki. The merciless brutality in this girl grows inside her like a parasite, an extreme extrapolation of the primitive feelings found inside all young children. Children! They're little beasts! They're very primitive and will tear puppies apart at the drop of the hat. Nurse being called by Ayako. How could this nurse have known that being in charge of this particular room would lead to a complete mental breakdown? I mean... mental breakdown? She's in charge of a fucking... sociopath? Psychopath? Whatever we're calling it? The kind of people that turn into serial killers? Yeah, I would have a mental breakdown too. Ayako, a patient whom Director Haibara treats differently from the others. She loves to break their toys more than anything else in the world. Yeah, Haibara definitely likes the sadistic types, because he's probably a fucking sadist himself. Does. And that's, I think I want to say, like, another thing with, like, the younger characters. The younger male characters with the older male characters is that usually the younger male characters tend to be sadistic. Probably to say, look girls, getting a guy your own age, like, they're all monsters, but me, the fucking pedophile 35-year-old plus, is perfectly fine. I'm totally not trying to groom you and then mold you into what I want you to be because you're young and really haven't experienced all that in the world. No longer could stand the feeling that she was slipping away. She agonizes in the room before seeking salvation in the length of the room. That's not really a revenant, because revenants usually seek revenge. Like, I'd be revenant, specters, and race would be, like, the way I would redo the names here. Even though I probably don't know shit. Uzuki dolls. Under desk. Courtyard corridor. Glorious Mundi. Entrance hall. Inside the cupboard. Pale Moon pool. Underground stairs. Did the underground stairs? Water storage room, switchboard room, path of purification, court of the unhallowed. These all sound like fun places for vacationing. Ozuki doll found under death, second ward corridor. Wizen moon, sacred moon. I'm gonna have to go through all these again and see if I can get them. Like, or are they, like, pretty much locked off to me forever? Like, if you didn't get them in chapter 1, you can't go back and get them ever again. Sucks to be you, even though you charge so much for the damn book that you have to be in, like, chapter 2 before you can get it. LOLOL. I'll see if I can find any with Mr. Dude here. But alas, the costumes, what does he have? He's got sunglasses. At night. He wears his sunglasses at night. He doesn't get, like, he doesn't get regular brown glasses. He doesn't get, like, a pear ornament. No. He gets cool shit. Alright. Let's end this stream. It's almost gone on for 4 hours. Okay. How do I end streams again? Switch to ending screen. Oh yeah, I keep forgetting I have those little things at the bottom of the screen. Hopefully I'll be able to customize them soon into like little sprouts. But anyway, this concludes stream 2 of Fatal Frame 4? I think this is listed as number 4, and Dark Maiden is listed as 5. Though it probably should be the other way around. I think. What does my trainer say? I think this is listed as... Anyway, I don't know the naming or numbering or whatever. Thanks everyone who joined me. Let's see, does shoutouts work now? Gun Makuma. Dirt Rally 2.0. I thought you were playing... not Dirt Rally 2.0. Yeah, you were doing the new Katamari. That's right. Does this clip have volume? Gun Makuma. Basic. No, it was. I think I spelled that right. No, I didn't spell that right. I spelled Gage wrong. Because fuck letters. The Ark of the Twilight, Ark of the Lad, Twilight of the Spirits. It's been both quoted and clipped. Sorry, Tengaged. Somebody did it. My computer locked up. Get me to the exit. How do I get out of this game? There we go. End game. Be best if I get some of my memory back. Oh no, I've got lunar syndrome. My memory, it's going away. Engage Punk. Changeling Chain. Nope, I spelled it wrong. There's an E in there. Makers and Crafting. Doing chainmail, as usual. someone to raid. Guess there's no clip. And then Iggy Zig, which was I think the first person in here. Which was doing Power Wash Simulator 2. I guess clips are on cooldown. Oh well. Well, the people I was gonna raid stopped streaming. Huh. The egg song. There's absolutely nobody on to raid. I guess you saw dispersed to the four corners.